At Riu Palace Maldives, your room key unlocks 2 entire resorts, a 5-star overwater escape on one island and a full second property next door, connected by a walkway with its own pools, restaurants, and entertainment. So the question we are here to answer is this: does that dual resort concept actually deliver a better Maldives experience, or is it just a clever way to paper over the gaps?
That is the only real question, and the answer is more nuanced than the brochure suggests. Let's get into it. Riu Palace Maldives sits on the private island of Ketigandu in the Dalu Atoll, about 180 kilometers from Vilana International Airport in Malay. You fly 45 minutes on a domestic prop plane to Kudahuvadhu in the Dalu Atoll, then a 15-minute speedboat to the island. That transfer is typically bundled into package bookings.
There is also a seaplane upgrade, roughly $400 each way, which lands you directly at the resort. Honestly, for a honeymoon arrival, it is hard to argue against it.
One thing worth knowing, there is a mandatory resort fee of $395 per person for stays between November and April, plus a $12 per night government green tax. Factor those in before you compare prices. The neighboring Riu Atoll Maldives, connected by walkway, is essentially your second backyard.
The Overwater villas are where this resort earns its 5-star rating. You wake up, the floor-to-ceiling glass frames a lagoon in a shade of blue-green that seems almost artificially perfect. And then you remember you can drop a ladder directly into that water from your own terrace.
The layout is clean and spacious, twin sinks, walk-in shower, and on the pool suite tier, a bathtub on the terrace itself. The minibar is stocked with gin, rum, vodka, and whiskey via a spirit dispenser, and it is refilled daily as part of the all-inclusive. The in-room coffee, though, is sachets, not a pod machine, not a French press. For some guests, that is fine. For others, it signals where the ultra-luxury ceiling is.
On the upgrade question, the Overwater pool suite, which runs around $850 per night, is worth it specifically for couples who want that private infinity pool and direct ocean ladder. If you're booking a beach junior suite, you still get ocean views and a spacious balcony. But the magic of stepping off your own deck into the Indian Ocean is genuinely what separates this tier.
One hard caveat, some overwater villas are conjoined units, 3 rooms to a structure, not standalone bungalows. Light sleepers, note that. And the terraces have no railings, which is part of the unobstructed view, but genuinely not suitable if you're traveling with very young children.
Mornings on the beach at Riu Palace Maldives have a particular rhythm. The sand on the west side is wide and powder soft, and early risers do claim the better lounger spots. The towel reservation culture is real here. But here is the thing. There are genuinely enough chairs that if you arrive by 8 in the morning, you will not be scrambling.
The house reef is the honest trade-off. You need to hear before you book. It is small. If your vision of the Maldives is rolling off your villa deck into a coral garden teeming with mantis and turtles, this is not that reef. The snorkeling is pleasant, and guests do spot stingrays and small sharks, but it is not the headline experience here.
What the pool delivers, though, that is a different story. The Palace Infinity Pool is adults only, 18 and over, with a swim-up bar and a chill-out zone where the water meets the horizon. Midday, that swim-up bar is doing serious work.
And this is where the dual resort access genuinely earns its place. The Riu Atoll pool next door has a livelier energy, pool games, volleyball, a more animated crowd. So you actually have a choice that most single resort Maldives properties cannot offer, serene and quiet or active and social, depending on your mood that afternoon.
Late afternoon, the palace side quades down beautifully. The sunset DJ event runs from 5 to 6:30. There's a waffle station, an Aperol spritz bar, all included. It is the kind of detail that turns a regular Tuesday into something you actually remember. Coming off the beach ravenous is honestly the best way to discover what the Palm Buffet actually is. And it is solid, live cooking stations, rotating international themes, themed evenings 3 times a week, kava at breakfast.
It is reliable, but the day-to-day rotation over a long stay can feel repetitive, and some guests have flagged overcooked meats during busy service. The honest survival tip, go to the Palm for breakfast, which is the most consistently praised meal, and use the a la carte reservations strategically for dinner.
And those a la carte restaurants, Yuhai, the Japanese restaurant on the palace side, is the one guests consistently describe as the standout meal of their entire stay. The sushi bar is fresh, the service is attentive, and it is harder to get into than Crystal, the fusion restaurant. Book Yuhai the moment you check in. not day 2, the moment you check in.
Crystal is genuinely excellent as well. Avant-garde fusion, elegant indoor setting, creative plating. And because you have Riu Atoll access, you also unlock the Sofia Italian restaurant and the beef steakhouse over there. 5 distinct dining options across 2 resorts, all within the all-inclusive. That is a meaningful number for the Maldives.
Real quick, if this video is saving you hours of research, a like and a subscribe to the Tourist Blueprint genuinely keeps this channel going. The booking link for Riu Palace Maldives is right in the description below.
One more practical note on reservations. The restaurant system requires you to book 2 days in advance, and some guests have arrived at a restaurant to find their booking was not communicated. Confirm your reservation directly with the restaurant on the day, not just at the front desk. Beyond the restaurants, daytime activities split across both resorts. Non-motorized water sports, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, pedalos are complimentary. The RuFit program runs directed fitness sessions, and there's aero yoga and paddle yoga exclusive to this property in the Maldives. For anything motorized, jet skis, wakeboarding, those come at significant extra cost. Jet skis, for instance, run around $400 for 90 minutes.
Evenings here are sophisticated rather than loud. The White Party, live music sets, and DJ nights run until around midnight or 1 in the morning, mostly in the main gathering area. It is animated, genuinely fun, but this is not a resort where the bass thumps until 3 in the morning. The Riu Atoll side has a sports bar and a livelier after-dinner scene if you want more.
Families accessing the kids club Riuland for ages 4 to 12 need to walk over to Riu Atoll for it. That walkway trip is fast, but it is worth knowing the palace side itself is designed around couples, not children's programming.
The staff at Riu Palace Maldives are the detail that appears in almost every positive review, and not in a vague way. Guests name individuals. The room attendants leave decorative touches daily. The reception team proactively reaches out about restaurant reservations. That level of attentiveness at this price point is genuinely uncommon.
A few infrastructure notes worth flagging. Humidity inside the rooms can be pronounced, and the AC units on some floors lack a dry mode, which means damp furniture and clothing on longer stays. Wi-Fi is available across the resort, but real-world speeds cap out around 2 megabytes per second. There are also occasional odors near the reception area tied to the sewage processing system on the atoll side.
On value, all-inclusive rates here start around $360 per person per night for standard rooms, reaching $850 for an Overwater pool suite. For the Maldives, where ultra-luxury properties routinely run $1,500 to $3,000 per night, this is firmly mid-range luxury pricing with a 5-star all-inclusive scope that the Soneva or Four Seasons tier simply does not match for value. So does the dual resort concept actually deliver a better Maldives experience, or is it just papering over the gaps? Having gone through every layer of this property, the honest answer is it genuinely delivers with one clear ceiling.
The ceiling is this, and remember the house reef we flagged in the beach section? Riu Palace Maldives is not an ultra-luxury product in every dimension. The small reef, the sachet coffee, the occasional reservation friction at U-High, these are real. But the dual resort access, the all-inclusive depth, and the staff quality punch well above what the price tag implies.
This is an excellent resort for couples and honeymooners who want genuine 5-star all-inclusive value in the Maldives without requiring every detail to be ultra-premium. If you want that, the price difference at a Soneva or Four Seasons property is real and significant.
Across the major review platforms, guests rate this property consistently at the top of its tier. On TripAdvisor, it holds 4.7 out of 5 across over 1,640 reviews.
On Booking.com, the score is 9.2 out of 10, with cleanliness rated at 9.5 specifically.
And on Google, it sits at 4.7 out of 5 across over 1,100 ratings. For a property in this price bracket competing against the Maldives' crowded luxury market, those numbers are well earned.
If you are a snorkeling first traveler who wants direct reef access from your villa, look at South Ari Atoll properties near Digura Island instead. And if absolute villa seclusion is non-negotiable, the conjoined overwater structures here will bother you.
But for couples who want the Maldives overwater experience with more dining variety, genuine staff warmth, and a price point that does not require a second mortgage, Riu Palace Maldives is one of the sharpest value propositions in the entire region.
If Riu Palace Maldives is calling your name, the booking link is right in the description, and subscribe to the Tourist Blueprint so you do not miss the next resort breakdown.